Hey, welcome to Restoring Dignity with C2C. I am super excited today for many reasons, but I have to tell you, sometimes you think that you're late, but you're right on time. So I literally just came with one of our team members, Franciane. We went up to Pelham Bay Golf Course to check it out, just do a little walkthrough before the Golf Classic this year. And in my brain, we left at like 9, and the GPS said it was going to be 37 minutes. So we were going to get there way enough time. So I was going to get there 10, do what we needed to till 10:30, and then get here by 11, get home, get all prepared, and do all the things, except for traffic. So we got in the car, and literally it said ETA 9:58. Then it said 10:15. Then it said 10:30. Then it said 10:41. I was like, okay, we're already halfway there. We gotta press through and keep going. And when we got there, we had to get the information we needed. We shot a few clips, but we actually ended up meeting a group of gentlemen who were sitting out front and who are interested in coming to the Golf Classic. So this is the problem when you think you're omniscient, omnipresent, and omnipotent, right? I was only thinking about getting there at the time that I was trying to get there, not thinking that all kinds of meetings and connections were being orchestrated on my behalf. So we would not have met those gentlemen had we got there the time I was trying to get there. And in actuality, everything worked out when I let go and let God. And I'm sharing that because the truth of the matter is we're not in control of anything. We're only in control of ourselves and what we were called to do. And if we stay focused on that, then everything will come into place. It may not be on our time and the way we want it to happen, but we have to get focused on the fact that it will happen. And if we stay focused on that it will happen and that everything will work out, then we will not think about controlling the outcome. So I'm thankful that we were not late, technically. We were right on time to meet these gentlemen who I hope are going to come to the Golf Classic, and we've made some new friends and some folks who knows where that relationship will go. So we were right on time because God's on time. So that's my PSA that you didn't even ask me for, but I'm giving it to you for free. So wherever you are, let go, let God, stay focused on the task at hand, and let it come together organically. Your job is to control you, not the situation. Okay. So restoring dignity with C2C. C2C exists for development with dignity. We exist to come alongside our partner communities and not do the work for them, but be at the table with them. Because we often hear that the problems are in the community, and I submit to you that the solutions are in the community as well. And this is what happens when you sit down and listen instead of pushing an agenda. So I could tell you, but in truth, I can show you better than I can tell you. Take a look.
Community to Community's vision is development with dignity. No shame, no pity. We amplify dignity and progress led by the people of Petit Guave. In a world too often defined by headlines, something incredible is happening. Communities here don't just survive, they are working hard to thrive. Community to Community is working with the people of Petit Guave to restore vital resources. A much-needed canal is built one hand at a time. Roads are carved into a mountain with simple tools, bringing safe passage to their children and elders. This is development with dignity. And while access to continuous healthcare is saving lives, trees planted today will nourish future generations. Each person is building, planting, and teaching. We are not the heroes. You are. The person willing to support this movement and say, yes, I want to be a restorer of dignity. Join community to community.
When we began community to community, we had one main call to action, and that was come be a part of something much greater than yourself. And over the years, amazing people have responded to that call. And our guest today is one of those people. Kelley Pierre is the CEO and founder of All Access Golf. He is a proud son of Haitian heritage and Brooklyn roots. Kelley is dedicated to making golf more visible and more accessible for underrepresented communities. With an MBA in finance and partnerships with organizations like Google and NABA, he's using golf as a platform for equity, inclusion, and transformation. Please welcome Kelley Pierre to Restoring Dignity with C2C. Hey, Kelley.
MarieYolaine, what's going on? How are you?
I'm good. I'm better because you're here and I get to talk to you today. So I'm excited about that. How you doing?
I'm all right. I'm doing well.
Yeah, that smile be lighting up the room, bro. That's your whole vibe. Like, all right, Kelley's smiling. I think everything's gonna be okay. I'm so excited to talk to you today because you're like one of the folks that embody what we do. When we met and connected, it was just like, okay, you're literally, I could say with confidence, you're doing what we do. You're just doing it in golf. When I met you, I learned so much about golf. I didn't even know, outside of the legend of Bagger Vance, anything about Black folks in golf. And of course, everybody knows Tiger Woods. And pretty much that's it. That has been my entire education until I met you. And I learned the history and how much Black people and people of color has been instrumental in golf as a sport, playing it, and also just advancing it. So I'm just glad that you are in those trenches and that you are doing what you're doing. I feel like you're a co-laborer. So I'm excited to talk to you today about golf, about C2C, about our partnership. And I feel like folks are gonna learn a lot. So share with the folks, how did you come to be in partnership with us and what inspired you to partner with C2C?
Wow. So I got to shout out Reggie, right?
My brother.
Yeah. He's the one who was really pivotal in us connecting, right? And one of the things that like I really admire about you is that when we met, you were like, I know nothing about golf, but I have this vision, right? And I was like, that is dope, right? And then also looking into the work that C2C has done, you know, prior to like the golf outing, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, this is really amazing work, and the model is different, right? Because the model is really, getting the insights from the community, right? Knowing and understanding what they need, and then building those systems, building the infrastructure, right? And I thought that that's very powerful because you can't come in with your own solutions, right? It's the people who live every single day and really understand what the problems or just hindrances are, right? So he's definitely the one who made the connection. And from there I've just been just like the golf reference, right? And and it was just like, and like that's really how we really became like acquainted, and like, and just have been building from there. So that's really the story. And the way that I had met Reggie was that I had done a golf clinic, right? And like he was part of the golf clinic, and when you told him, that's when he reached out to me, and I was just like, this was just like perfect, So yeah. So that's really how how everything started.
That's actually also like a part of the C2C, I'll say, brand. It's very organic how people come into our sphere, right? Somebody knows somebody, and then somebody's just like, yo, you need to get with this group, or you need to talk to MarieYolaine, and you need to talk to Olivia, you need to talk to one of the team members. And it'll be somebody in some kind of random situation and be like, yeah, I'm trying to figure out what I want to do. I want to support Haiti, but I don't know anybody, or I don't know what organization to trust, etc. 9 times out of 10, that's how. Like I'll go speak at places and do all the things, but it'll be somebody who's like, yeah, I met one of your team members on the bus, or I know your brother, or went to an event you had, and now. So I'm just like, I love the organicness of it, and you have taught me a lot. I have some verbiage to use later that will impress you. I have been practicing, so I just want you to know that. Because hopefully you'll meet my cousin at the Classic. He's the one I've been practicing with when I go to Maryland.
Ah,
Yeah, I tell
cool.
him, I was like, you and Kelley, once y'all connect, it's over.
Yeah.
So I want you to also tell folks, how did All Access Golf come to be? Like, what was the inspiration for that, and what does All Access Golf do?
So the way it was like created, this was when I was like in school. I was working on my MBA, and then I was like applying to jobs. And the thing is that like that wasn't it wasn't it wasn't really working. So I was like, let me really try and just learn the game. And I've always heard that deals are made on the golf course. So if I start playing the game, then I can network and then be able to just leverage connections from there. And I ended up meeting a coach. He needed help building like a deck. So I was like, I know construction, and I couldn't afford like his lesson packages, right? So I just bartered with him in order to like get lessons for free, right? And like help build out the deck. And then he was teaching me golf. From there, I met another coach, and he told me, hey, you could volunteer and play for free, right? And then I started volunteering and like playing for free, and that's really how I got into like playing golf. And then it just hit me, like I was like, well, I actually have a love for the game, right? And that really wasn't the original intent. It was really just to try and leverage that in order to meet people, get a job. But I ended up falling in love with the game, and I thought to myself, why didn't I start playing early in life, right? And from that, I was like, well, when you look at just the overall like area, urban area. I grew up in Brownsville, and it's like, what's the accessibility like, right? What are the chances of me actually having the access to it, right? So that's what made me, really create All Access Golf. And from there, it's like, all right, how do we make this game accessible, right? How do we make it, like something that isn't so foreign, right? And that's that came through also understanding our place in the game, right? Because when I was like learning, I kind of went through a little bit of an identity crisis. And it's like, well, like this is supposed to be for either a rich sport, or like a white sport as well, right? And it's like, well, when you start to understand the history, you understand that this has been something in which Black people have been playing from way before, right? And those are the research that, like I really started to do, really to understand, kind of like understand yourself and where you are in the game as well. So, and the game always teaches about, like you always learn about yourself when you play the game, which is, the beauty in it. But that's really how it came about. From there, we've been working with, different communities, really just working on the whole access of it. We've been working with schools, and then also, we work in terms of just using spaces, right? And then, how do we design the spaces so that we can make, golf accessible, right? So those are things that we, really focus on, and, really just try and make it, accessible, so it's not something that's foreign or intimidating, So, yeah.
And was both of those things, right? Foreign and intimidating.
Right.
As we learned after year one of the Golf Classic, that when we sent out our survey, that there's a lot of folks who donated but didn't come, and said because they didn't know how to play golf, right? But they would have wanted to. But again, just like you said, you don't want to show up and you're like, I don't know how to engage in this space because nobody ever taught me, right? And golf is a whole thing. Like, it's a language, there's a dress code, you know what I'm saying? There's protocols. So it's not like come through. It's not, and it's not something that you're like, oh, I'll pick it up as I'm going during the day. It's not that either, right? So I think that once we responded and told folks about the golf clinic, by the time the next year came around, we had like 10 people at the golf clinic, which was awesome for us. And I think we're probably going to have about the same amount this year too. Whole families want to now learn, like mother, father, and kids are, because they want to also just get those memories and start like having the whole family together. So I'm excited about that. I have two questions. I'm going to ask first, historically, just because you just told your journey of like what you went through, identity, then learning about the Black history, or the back part of golf. What can you tell us that most people don't know about Black history and Black people in golf?
Well, when you start the game, right? When you're going out to play like 18 holes, right? First thing that you'll do is you'll tee up the ball, right? The golf tee is an invention of Dr. George Grant, who was the second Black graduate from Harvard Dental School. Yeah, Harvard Dental School, right? He had the patent on the golf tee. He created it, right? So when you start off the game, right, you're using the Black invention, right? That's Black history right there, right? Then the first American to play, the first American golf professional, he played in the second U.S. Open under USGA, was John Shippen. He was the swing coach for like the Rockefellers, like J.P. Morgan. They went to him to get right, get their swing right. And, like he was the first American golf professional. He was also Black as well, right? So those are just things off the bat, right? Those are things in which is like, when you look at the African diaspora in terms of the contributions of golf, like especially in America, that's it right there, right? That's foundational, right? And then you have others like Charlie Sifford. He's like the Jackie Robinson of like golf, because what he did, there was a clause that that kind of it basically forbid people of color from playing or getting membership within the PGA of America, right? And that lasted for almost 30 years, right? And this is also how you can have like this a long period of time, and then it kind of starts to become like ingrained in a way to where it's like, oh, you know what, this isn't a sport that's necessarily for me,
Right.
but you know, like other people, right?
Mhm.
And you know, he was the one who really broke like that color barrier, and then you know that PGA clause was like removed, right? But you know, it still existed because of the length of time that PGA clause was in effect. You know, so yeah, those are just things, you know, just you know, off the bat, right? And you know, like there's history being made, you know, today, right?
Mhm.
um there was a young man, shout out to Isaiah Rowley. He's actually from Trinidad, right?
Mhm.
I got
Mhm.
to spend a couple days with him. I think it was there like on Friday. And what happened was that he's from Trinidad, right? And he's a golfer playing on the Trinidad national team, right?
Wowza.
So there's, you know, history that's even being made today in golf, right? Which is real cool, you know. So
It's
this
awesome.
is like the impact in which is like, you know, golf is a sport, you know,
Mhm.
really for everyone, right? And I would encourage everyone to come. If you don't know how to play, come experience a golf clinic, right? Because then it's like, you know what, you could have fun, save lives, right?
Have
And
fun, play golf, save lives.
yeah, right. You
Yeah.
know, and I met someone um, on Monday. I went to the C2C golf outing, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
And person who I played with, real cool brother, right? He
Mhm.
was like, you know, he's like, you know, I only play like one or two times, right? But he makes it his business to go to golf island because he was like, you know, I'm here for the networking, right? And he was like, golf has been good to me, and I'm
Right.
like, you know, that's beautiful to hear, you know.
Right. And you're
Yeah.
doing something you actually like,
Right.
right? While you're networking.
Yeah.
So you said something really good. I want to make sure we get in. So if I'm watching this right now, I'm like, golf clinic, what is that? What am I going to learn? What is going on? Do I need to bring my clubs? Like I don't have any clubs. I don't know even know what clubs to get. What can someone expect at the golf clinic? What's going to happen?
You're gonna have fun, right? And the thing is, that's number one, right? So in with the golf clinic, you're gonna learn, you know, you're gonna learn putting, you're gonna learn chipping, right? Which is, you know, basically foundational swings in which you could be able to like start playing the game, right? That's number one. And then also you're doing it in a group, right? There's something that happens like biologically when you're doing something in the collective group, right? You already start to kind of like form, you know, like relationships and just like camaraderie just off of that,
Yep.
right? So, you know, like, and then, you know, what we do, you know, we have fun. So, you know, we kind of bring in some competition, right? And then that's where you start to, you know, hear like a little smack talk, you know. But you know, that's because, you know, the enthusiasm of just being able to compete as well, which is
Right.
what you do on the golf course, right? You playing with your friends, you know, a lot of times, you know, you could be like, you know what, watch this, right? And you know, like you hit like an incredible shot, right? So
Mhm.
these are things in which, you know, like just the golf clinic, you can really expect to like really experience, you know.
It sounds like it's going to be fun. It sounds like there's no judgment. It
Right,
sounds like I'm going to learn without any stress.
right,
Um, and then I'm going to meet some cool people and maybe walk away having networked with some connections that I would not have made had I not come.
right,
All
right,
right. So this is my opportunity to plug Thursday, September 18th at
right,
Pelham Bay Golf Course is the third annual Gérard and Ghislaine Euseb Golf Classic, where your golf clinic instructor is right there. Kelley Pierre of All Access Golf will be teaching you putting and chipping. And you'll get the opportunity to just be around some folks that, again, no judgment, just want to learn and have fun. And also know that their contribution is helping a mountainside partner community build their own health and wellness center to get
right,
access to healthcare. And what does that mean? That means women don't have to walk down a mountain while they're in labor in the hopes of giving birth at the hospital. It means that seniors would get the medications and the attention that they need. It would mean that children are also getting their vaccinations and everything that they need. Along those same lines, we're also going to be adding mental health access for folks. And the center itself will also double as a small business development center where folks will be able to get that training as well. So the center itself will be on and popping all the time. There will not be any space or time that is not being used. And the impact it can have literally in the current generation and the next generation, normalizing healthcare, dental care, vision care, maternal care, elder care, self-care. It will only take one generation for folks to make that like this is the normal thing that we do, right? And that is what the impact that you're making, literally coming to a golf clinic and learning how to play golf. So you're helping yourself and you're helping a whole community at the same time. So I am excited. I think this year I might actually be able to participate because usually you can't throw the party and be at the party. So I'm usually not able, but half the team is already like, well, I'm not available after this time because I'll be with Kelley. I'm like, okay, nobody told me that. But, okay, sure. So I'm just really excited. And I have, like I said, learned so much. The other day, I was talking to one of our golfers that's coming and invited me to come to speak to the club. And they were like, yeah, you can come after we're having a round, right? And I was like, So I said the round, it was hilarious. This is why communication is important. So he said the round and he sent me the schedule and it was at 10 o'clock, right?
Yeah.
So, but you know me, I'm logistical Loretta. So I was like, okay, so break me off. Are we coming at 9:30? Are we setting up? We're talking at 10. And he was like, oh no, the round is when we start to play, right?
Yeah.
So folks' head are in the golf, you're coming after the round. So it's a round of golf. And a round of golf is 4 to 5 hours. And then, so we're going at 3 o'clock. Had I not had that conversation, I'd have been there at 10 a.m. like, hi, right? I would have been like, bye, because we're going to go play golf. And I would have been like, oh, okay, and I'm going all the way out to Saxton, mind you. Like I'm like, this is not like, it's like when we went to like the 16 different golf courses. Yeah. This is about to be my life. So just again, learning the terminology and understanding from the golfers. I feel like it still is there's parallels of life and of life lessons, right? Focus, definitely one of them, right? Alignment, right? You can't just be swinging any old kind of way, right? You could literally hurt yourself, just like you can in life. That you can try to go do something, but you're not in alignment and you end up hurting yourself, making the wrong decisions of what your stance is, right? And so having the correct stance is what almost guarantees your success in your swing, right? And your stance is your foundation. So literally having your feet in the right direction. And I also learned lag, brother. I got a good lag, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Yes, I'm doing a little something. So I may have a little something to show you on September 18th. But yeah, I got, Well, hopefully my cousin will come. But yeah, he got me on the lag situation. And I was like, what? Where's this been all my life? So yeah, so I've been practicing. So I respected the game before, but now I actually like it. Like I want to play it. Like it's peaceful for me. Like when we go out together, it's just the beauty of the course itself. We're talking, you know what I'm saying? Like afterwards, I like the stress level has gone down. It's quiet. It's not like people screaming at each other. So I don't have anything bad to say about golf. I just want people to know, do not just roll up in there like, I'm just going to go play golf. Respect the game, respect the history, respect the knowledge that you have to gain. It is a skill, a talent, and an ability. So, I have the ability to play golf. I'm expanding my capacity to play golf by practicing. So I want to thank you because you're the one who was like, you're not going to play? I was like, I am. So, but now I'm on the. I still remember how you angled me with the what was it? It was like some kind of rod or
Oh,
something.
the alignment stick,
The
right?
see,
Yeah.
name. I should have thought of that. The alignment stick. So I'm just telling everyone who's watching this, you're gonna have a great instructor who is passionate about the game, but you're gonna not only learn about that, it's gonna be life skills that you're also gonna learn. I can say that. So I'm excited. I'm excited that it's you. I think you're gonna have a new crop of folks that are gonna really enjoy learning from you. So I know that this is like a come around. This is your second year coming back, so I'm excited about that. That's
Yeah.
consistency.
Yeah.
My question for you is, as a person who's rooted in Haitian heritage, yourself being Haitian yourself, how does your background, you feel, shape the way that you view this partnership with C2C and its
Mm.
impact on Haiti? Like, what do you want to come out of this?
So my thing is this. So like just growing up in general, right? And of course, like we didn't have much, right? But it was always understood that you always have to send money back home to help support like your family, right? And I feel like this is the way in which like I'm giving back, to Haiti, right? Because it's like, all right, cool. Like I'm in America, like when we talk about access to golf, right? This is more of in all reality, it's a first world problem, right? There's real problems that exist, right? And like access to clean water. I remember there's like just this is like way back, right? Where I did my thesis in undergrad on water, right? And it talked about water privatization, also access to water too, right? And understanding that, I remember it. I think it was like the early 2010s, right? There was a cholera outbreak in Haiti, right?
Yes.
And it was found out later on that it came through the water, right? And just like I remember that because this was also during the time when I'm like working on like the thesis and stuff, and it's like imagine a day, right, without going with the first thing that you do, right? Well, the first part of your day, right? You could first thing you do, you make your bed, right? Then after that, what do? You go to the bathroom. You have three sources of water, right? Toilet, sink, shower, right? So those three things, right? You start your day off. So now imagine if you don't have any water, right? Or you gotta walk miles, right? Or you gotta go down a hill, right? That's steep, right? And it just rained, right? So now the track is muddy, right? Just to quote unquote start your day, right? That's something I've never experienced, right? Because like I grew up in America, right? But just the thought of it, right? And I think it's like Adam Smith when he talks about how like in the Wealth of Nations, he says that water is more valuable than diamonds. It's true. It's completely true, right? So like understanding that like like these are problems in which like like right now you're building a canal, right? Like the access to water, right,
Yes.
changes your whole trajectory. Now you don't have to lose, let's say, 4 to 6 hours within your day just by having a water source, right? Now you could plant crops, right, that can feed you, right? Like that's foundation, right? So it's things like that that's like I'm Haitian, right? But I'm also, I'm it's always funny because they always be like, oh, you're blunt, right?
Right.
But it's like, well, I could only operate from where I'm at, right? But I know what's in my veins. You get me? So
Yep.
it's things like that in which it's like, nah, it's a duty. You get me? It's a
Yep.
duty. Yeah.
Yep. There's a saying that goes, and you said that eloquently. Thank you. Um, do what you can where you are with what you have,
Mm,
which means everyone can help,
right.
right? Because the excuse is I'm too far, or I don't have enough money, or I don't know, I don't have this knowledge. No, take inventory of where you are and
Right.
then do what you can with what you have where you are. Because
Right.
whatever that is, I promise you, it will be valuable,
Right.
right?
Yeah,
And let's be clear, you can't drink diamonds. I don't care how many of them you have.
that's true.
You
Yeah.
can. You can grind them down if you want to, but you still cannot drink them. And I'll take it a step further.
Uh,
While people are thinking about this health and wellness center, we get it built, everything is running, and we give somebody medication. They need to drink it with water. So the canal is literally across and down into the ravine.
yeah.
So water connects everything,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So even having all of that built, we still need, because what are you going to drink the vitamins with? What are you
Mm,
going to drink your
mm,
medications with?
right.
Right? You
Right.
need water. So it all ties in together. That's what community development is, right? That's why literally our project is one project with multiple initiatives. So it's like one body, multiple parts,
Right.
and all of the parts need each other for the entire body to work. So
Right.
we know what we're doing is uh, audacious, to say the least, that it is not the usual, but we're not the usual. And I have no problems disrupting the space
Mm,
for people to be like, ah, let me think about this a different way.
right.
Yes, because the old ways have not worked. So
Yeah.
you have to think about it a different way. That's another saying. If you always do what you always did, you're going to always get what you always got.
Mhm.
Right. So
Right.
if you want different, you got to do different. So I could talk to you till Saturday. Um, the usual, because I love your brain and I love how you think and how you break things down. I'm grateful that you're going to be there on the 18th again, and I know that folks are going to have an experience with you, not just learning about golf. They're going to learn about life. So, Kelley Pierre, thank you for being here with us
Thank
today.
you for having me. And I'm so looking forward to the 18th.
I know sometimes, as the article you them say, September 18th is going to be lit. So we're going to leave that there. And again, I'm excited. And I may call you back to be on, bro. We got more things to talk about. So
I'm here.
I'm letting you know.
Yeah.
So thank you so much. And I'll see you on September 18th at Pelham Bay Golf Course.
All right. And if you don't golf, join the golf clinic.
Join the golf clinic. Thank you, Kelley.
Yeah.
Join the golf clinic. You can come and have lunch with us and watch the golf clinic and watch the golfers. It's going to be a beautiful day.
Yeah.
So do what you can with what you have where you are. You have multiple choices. And if all of that, because you're going to be in Spain that day, donate.
Right.
You can do that too. You can send your love afar. You can do that too. Thank you for helping me with that last PSA. I appreciate that.
No doubt.
I will see you on September 18th, God willing, sir. Thank you again.
Thank you.
All right, everybody. That was the wonderful Kelley Pierre, and you get to see him in person on September 18th, and that's when we will see you. Go to C2Chaiti.org, and you'll get all the information to register, to sponsor, to get your networking lunch ticket, to sign up for golf, and the golf clinic. So thank you very much, and we'll see you soon. Bye, everybody.